वन्दनाभिनन्दना हे देव शत शत वन्दना कोटि कंठों से निनाद श्री एकनाथ की अर्चना वंदना अभिनंदना हे देव बालपन का बुद्धि कौशल लक्ष्य के प्रति अडिगमन प्रेम से परिपूर्ण अंतस वज्र सा सुबलिष्ठ तन मंत्र दृष्टा कर्म प्रेरक कोटिशः आराधना कोटि कंठों से निनाद श्री एकनाथ की अर्चना वंदना अभिनंदना हे देव पंचनद से ब्रह्मनद तक मानसर से सिंधु तक एक माला में पिरोए भरत भूखे कोटि जन स्वप्न को साकार कर परिपूर्ण कर दी कामना कोटि कंठों से निनाद श्री एकनाथ की अर्चना वंदना अभिनंदना हे देव माली बन कर बीज बोए हो गया पुष्पित चमन पल्लवित पुष्पित चमन से बह रही सुरभित पवन और वह सुरभित पवन है भरती नूतन भावना कोटि कंठों से निनाद श्री एकनाथ की अर्चना वंदना अभिनंदना हे देव सिंधु की वह शिला है पुलकित पुण्य रज स्वामी की पान गौरवान्वित भरत जननी आपका श्रम त्याग पार दिव्य स्मारक को बनाए सिंधु करता सा वंदना एक कोटि कंठों से निनाद श्री एकनाथ की अर्चना वंदना अभिनंदना हे देव केंद्र नाम का बीज था है जो है खड़ावट वृक्ष बन और विकसित हो रही है डालियां बन कोटि जन पूर्णता को छू रही है आपकी वह साधना कोटि कंठों से निनाद श्री एकनाथ की अर्चना वंदना अभिनंदना है शत शत वंदना कोटि कंठों से निनादे एकनाथ की अर्चना वंदना वंदना है रे.
Thank you very much, Didi. You have sung it so melodiously, beautifully, and it became an offering at the feet of Eknathji. The song beautifully illustrates the multifaceted personality of Eknathji, who stands as a big banyan tree, and we are all under the shade of his care and concern. Thank you once again making us to contemplate upon the inspiring life of Eknathji. Thank you very much, Didi. Now, Vivekananda Kendram Vedic Vision Foundation Kodungalur has been rendering its yeoman service in various fields, and the center has Shishu Vihar in the campus, where children are given the eternal values of Sanatana Dharma along with other educational activities, and under the able guidance of Lakshmi Didi and innovative teaching faculty, have been trying to imbibe these values among the tiny tots of in and around the Kodungalur. Now we are going to watch a beautiful video of the activities of Shishu Vihar. A small Saraswati temple is attached to Vivekananda Kendra Vedic Vision Foundation Kodungalur. Over to video.
ജന്മദിനമാണല്ലോ ഇന്ന്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഓർമ്മയ്ക്ക് മുമ്പിൽ ഞാൻ നമസ്കരിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഒരു ഉപദേശമാണ് ഞാൻ പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ഒരു അനിഷ്ട സംഭവം നടന്നാൽ നമ്മുടെ ചോര തിളയ്ക്കാൻ അനുവദിക്കരുത്. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം. ജയ് ശ്രീമ.
ജയ് ശ്രീമ. എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നമസ്കാരം. ഞാൻ വേദിക. വിവേകാനന്ദ കേന്ദ്രത്തിൻ്റെ സ്ഥാപകനായ മാനനീയ ഏകനാഥ്ജിയുടെ ജന്മദിനമാണല്ലോ ഇന്ന്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഓർമ്മയ്ക്ക് മുമ്പിൽ ഞാൻ നമസ്കരിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഉപദേശമാണ് ഞാൻ ഇന്ന് പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ആളുകളെ പറ്റി നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അഭിപ്രായമുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് വിളിച്ച് പറയാതിരിക്കുക.
എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നമസ്കാരം. ഞാൻ ആദിദേവ്. വിവേകാനന്ദ കേന്ദ്രത്തിന്റെ സ്ഥാപകനായ മാനനീയ ഏകനാഥ് റാണഡേജിയുടെ ജന്മദിനമാണല്ലോ ഇന്ന്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഓർമ്മയ്ക്ക് മുമ്പിൽ നമസ്കരിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഒരു ഉപദേശമാണ് നാം പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. നാം ഒരു കുടുംബമാണ്. ഒരു ലക്ഷ്യത്തിന് വേണ്ടി നാം ഒരുമിച്ച് ജീവിച്ച് പ്രവർത്തിക്കുന്നു.
ജയസീമ. എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നമസ്കാരം. എൻ്റെ പേര് അഭിജിത്ത്. വിവേകാനന്ദ കേന്ദ്രത്തിൻ്റെ സ്ഥാപകനായ മാനനീയ ഏകനാഥ് റാണാഡേജിയുടെ ജന്മദിനമാണല്ലോ ഇന്ന്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഓർമ്മയ്ക്ക് മുമ്പിൽ നമസ്കരിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഉപദേശമാണ് ഞാൻ എന്ന് പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ഒരു പ്രവർത്തകന് ശത്രുക്കൾ ഉണ്ടാവാൻ പാടില്ല. അജാത ശത്രുവായിരിക്കണം. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം. എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നമസ്കാരം. എൻ്റെ പേര് ദേവപ്രയാഗ്. വാക്കുകൾ ഞാനാണ് പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. ജീവിതത്തിന്റെ ദൃശ്യം മോശമാണ്. നമസ്കാരം. ശരിയായ കർമ്മം ചെയ്താൽ മനുഷ്യന് ഈശ്വരനായിട്ടില്ല. നമസ്കാരം. എൻ്റെ പേര് നാക്കിനെ നേടിയിരിക്കും. ചിക്കതിനെ ദൂഷിക്കരുത്. aku nama kanan temannya വിവേകാനന്ദ കേന്ദ്രത്തിന് സ്ഥാപകരായ ഏകനാഥിയുടെ ജന്മദിനമായിരുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഓർമ്മയ്ക്ക് മുമ്പിൽ ഞാൻ നമസ്കരിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഒരു ഉപദേശം ചൊല്ലാം. പറയാം. കാരണമാണ് ഒരാളുടെ ജീവിത സത്യം നിർണ്ണയിക്കുന്നത്. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം. ഉന്നയിക്കുന്നു. എല്ലാവർക്കും എന്റെ നമസ്കാരം. എന്റെ പേര് വിദ്യാർത്ഥി. വിവേകാനന്ദ കേന്ദ്രത്തിന്റെ സ്ഥാപകങ്ങളായ ഏകനാഥിയുടെ ജന്മദിനമാണ് ഇന്ന്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഓർമ്മയ്ക്ക് മുമ്പിൽ നമസ്കരിച്ചിരുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഉപദേശമാണ് ഞാനിവിടെ ഇന്ന് പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. കാരണമില്ലാതെ ഒരു കാര്യവും നടക്കില്ല. ഓരോ വ്യക്തിയിലും ശക്തിയുണ്ട്. ടീച്ചർ ഞാനാണ്. എല്ലാവർക്കും എൻ്റെ നമസ്കാരം. വിവേകാനന്ദ കേന്ദ്രത്തിൻ്റെ സ്ഥാപകനായ മാനനീയ ഏകനാഥിയുടെ ജന്മദിനമാണ് ഇന്ന്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഓർമ്മയ്ക്ക് മുന്നിൽ നമസ്കരിക്കുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഉപദേശമാണ് ഞാൻ പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്. മനസ്സിനെ നിയന്ത്രിക്കാൻ ഓരോ ആളും തന്നെത്താൻ പരിശ്രമിക്കണം. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
We are one family and we work together for a single goal. A Kendra worker should be Ajada Shatru. The video is the humble offering of our tiny thoughts of Shishuvihar to Eknathji on his birthday. The video is made interweaving the thoughts of Eknathji. Thanks to the teachers and Karyakartas of Shishuvihar. I think it's a wonderful offering on this occasion from the tiny thoughts. So inspiring and soul filling. Thank you very much. Sadhana Divas celebration of Vivekananda Kendra Vedic Vision Foundation Kodungalur is blessed to have the inspiring presence of Mananiya Nivedita Didi, the All India Vice President of Vivekananda Rock Memorial and Vivekananda Kendra Kanyakumari. May I request Adaraniya Radha Didi to kindly introduce the chief guest. Over to Adaraniya Radha Didi.
Namaskar to everybody. It's a great moment wherein on Sadhana Divas from different parts of the country we all are together. And it's really an inspiring moment for all the Karyakartas and all the well-wishers of Vivekananda Kendra all over the country. Today we have this opportunity to listen to Mananiya Nivedita Didi. Mananiya Nivedita Didi's full name is Nivedita Raghunath Bidhe. Didi joined Vivekananda Kendra in the year 1977 as a Jeevan Vritti Karyakarta. And at present, she is holding the responsibility as the Vice President of Vivekananda Rock Memorial and Vivekananda Kendra, Kanyakumari. Didi, being a Jeevan Vritti Karyakarta, totally dedicated to the welfare of the society through Vivekananda Kendra, shouldered different responsibilities in Vivekananda Kendra. Like in the initial stage, when Didi joined Kendra, she was given the training by Mananiya Eknathji directly, and she was posted to Vivekananda Kendra Rural Development Program. And Didi is also Didi was the person who took care of the Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya at Kanyakumari. And all over the country, how many Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalayas are there? Didi was and Didi is guiding the teachers and especially to train them in Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalayas, the teachers, as in Acharya Prashikshana Shibiram. And Didi held different responsibilities, as I said, and now Didi is the Vice President of Vivekananda Rock Memorial and Vivekananda Kendra. Didi has represented our country in the International Meeting of Educational Experts at Darwin, Australia, convened by UNESCO for the Asia Pacific region in 1999. Didi was the member of Executive Council of Association of Matriculation Schools, Tamil Nadu from 1985 to 1994 and a member of General Body of National Council of Teacher Education from 1999 to 2005. A number of books are written by Mananiya Nivedita Didi, especially The Mission Personified, Educating a Child, Bharatiya Womanhood Through Ages by Swami Vivekananda in America, and also Yoga, the Way of Life based on Vision of Oneness, Wake Up Bharat, Enlighten the World, etc. There are various books written by Mananiya Didi. Didi also gives talks in different IITs of our country, and Didi also addresses different professional colleges in the country. And Didi also participated and presented purpose in various seminars in the country, like national seminars on non-formal education conducted by Director of Adult Education, national seminar on cultural education in 21st century in India conducted by Amrita Vidyapith, Ettimadai, Coimbatore, and Ministry of Human Resource Development, New Delhi. Like that, various places Didi has presented papers and in the seminars. Didi is recipient of Vandaniya Saraswati Apte Award from Bharatiya Stree Jeevan Vikas Parishad, Thane on 20th November 2005 for sustained work in the society. Didi has also received Padma Shri Award by the Government of India in 2017 and also D.Lit from SNDT University, Srimati Natibhai Damodar Thackeray University, a women's university in Mumbai in 2018. And today it is our privilege and it is our, we are very much fortunate on this special day of Sadhana Divas. We are going to listen from Mananiya Nivedita Didi. We all welcome Mananiya Nivedita Didi for this Sadhana Divas celebration by Vivekananda Kendra Vedic Vision Foundation and request her to guide all of us.
Now may I request Mananiya Nivedita Didi to kindly address.
Mananiya Lakshmi Didi, who has been like a mother and also guide for me for more than I think 40 years now. Then Radha Didi, who is Pranta Sangatak of Dakshin Prant, wherever this program is organized. All the Karyakartas of Vivekananda Kendra, the teachers and the students who participated in this program, Love India, and which is now being concluded on a very solemn occasion of Sadhana Divas, of the birth anniversary of Mananiya Eknathji Ranade. So my namaskars to all of you. It's really my great pleasure and honor to be with you all on this unique day, this very special day for all of us in Kendra. And this is not just a special day for Kendra, this is also a special day for the whole country. Because Eknathji had done such great work, as you know, in 1962, when because of our own wrong policies, thinking that we are for the world peace and all, we had not upgraded our Indian army. So when China attacked, we were defeated very badly. And so naturally in country, it was a mood of depression, hopelessness. And those days even our country was poor. We didn't even produce adequate food. That was the condition. So at that time, using this occasion of birth centenary of Swami Vivekananda, when Eknathji got this responsibility of erecting the memorial on the rock, it was not just like building a memorial, but that became an instrument to awaken the confidence of the people of our country and also to bring the whole country together with the thoughts of Swami Vivekananda, at the feet of Swami Vivekananda. And that's the greatest work that Eknathji did. Means, to give you just a simile, that by the time Vivekananda Rock Memorial was completed, the confidence of country was so great that in 1970, the memorial was completed by the end of 1970. And in 1971, we defeated Pakistan army. It was a very historic defeat. Means, with just 18 days of war, almost 1 lakh soldiers surrendered. And we freed Bangladesh from Pakistan. So this has rarely happened in the world history, that 1 lakh soldiers surrendered just with a war of 18 days. So that much confidence got built up, and that is what the Swamiji's thoughts are so powerful. And Eknathji took these thoughts of Swami Vivekananda to the people very vibrantly. That 1 rupee coupon was printed, and Eknathji took that to all the people. Just imagine, this is also the completion of the 50 years of Vivekananda Rock Memorial. And it is that occasion also, means today Eknathji's birth anniversary. Another thing is you all participated in a competition, listening to Mananiya Lakshmi Didi's videos, and then in quiz competition you all participated, and the title of the competition is Love India, and also this is the year of completion of 50 years of Vivekananda Rock Memorial. So on such Triveni Sangam, we all are meeting and having this concluding program. Now, when we think of India and loving India, many things come in my mind. The first and foremost thing is, of course, I want to congratulate all of you that you decided you will participate. And also, first you registered, means many decided that they will register. Out of that, some decided they will participate also. Life is, if you want really to grow in life, you have to learn one technique, and that is exerting your choice in right way. Each moment is a moment of choice. So when your teachers told you, or when you got the information like that there is going to be competition, you could have told, so many competitions, what is there, I will not participate. You had a choice, either to participate, either to register or not register. You had a choice. But you took the choice that yes, I will register my name. Then again, after registering the name, you had a choice. What was the choice? That, I registered, I did hear some videos, but okay, who will take all these efforts, and I have not prepared very well, so I will not participate. So maybe some of you did not participate. I know many did not participate, but you participated. So very good. Your second choice also you exerted very well. Then there was a third choice, that yes, I participate, but I participate with full preparation. Means every opportunity I will use to enrich myself. So in that, some of you must have done little better, some of you might not have done that better. Whatever it is, there also the choice was there. Now my point is, every time we choose something, we should choose it full-fledged. There is nothing like half-hearted approach. In that, in life we achieve nothing. Our country, or persons like Eknathji, Swami Vivekananda, they are known for this. When Swami Vivekananda decided, I shall go to America and participate in the Parliament of Religions, so he decided at Kanyakumari. Then he went and told his disciples at Chennai. They were all poor, and Swamiji needed money for ticket to go and come back to America. So they collected some money. That time also Swamiji would have told, hey, I had thought, but anyway, it's very difficult to go such a far off country. But then his ticket was somehow managed. And Swamiji said, I don't need any other money. I shall go and beg for food. I shall sleep under the tree. Just make arrangements for my going and coming. That is the ticket. And that money was raised. So he went there. After going there, he knew that, the registration, date of registration is over. And the delegate should bring a letter of introduction with him. Now Swamiji had nothing, and date of registration is over, and there you cannot beg for food. So the money which he has kept for his return ticket is getting exhausted very fast. So someone else would have told, anyway, I had decided I will participate, but what to do? God's will is not there, and therefore I shall return back. Swami Vivekananda could have thought that, but Swami Vivekananda did not think like that. He said, no, I shall try my best. I shall try my best to see that I participate. It means once we decide something, we should do it wholeheartedly. We should put our all energy to it. Now all of you who have participated in that, this is what I have the first I will say, appeal or message to share with you, that whatever you choose in life, don't do it half-heartedly. Do it full. Give your full energy to it. And Swamiji did that. And how many difficulties he had? 2 months it was postponed. He had no letter of introduction. There was no money in the hand. In one of his letters, he write, "I may die of cold and hunger." But still Swamiji persisted. Then he met, as you know, Professor Wright. Professor Wright gave him letter of introduction. He told, "Here is a man whose knowledge is more than the knowledge of all our professors put together." See, this is very important thing. Now you participated in this competition. You may be thinking, I participated for prize, but it's not just the prize. We all should be striving to improve our intrinsic worth, our inner worth, or to enrich ourselves. This is what Swami Vivekananda had done all along in his life. Even though he was a student, he will not restrict himself only to the study books. He will read such vast reading Swamiji had done, whether Western philosophy, Eastern philosophy, Western history, even Bible, he knew very well. So when he went to America, when his money got over, someone told, they don't get people to give lectures in church. So if you give lecture, you may get some money. So Swamiji even earned money little bit like this. Imagine. So we have to increase our inner worth. We have to increase our knowledge. So every opportunity is to be utilized for that. And because Swami Vivekananda had done that, at the time of difficulty, when there was no letter of introduction, this Professor Wright, when he met Swamiji, he saw, my God, this Swamiji is like a sun of knowledge. As we don't have to give permission to the sun to shine. Similarly, who are we to give permission to Swami Vivekananda to participate? He is full of knowledge. And that's how he wrote that letter, that here is a man whose knowledge is more than the knowledge of all our professors put together. So this is whatever we do, we should do, with our full heart. We should do as much as possible. So even if suppose you participated, but you have not heard all the videos, I will urge you that you really listen to it. We can, even when suppose you are cleaning your house, you are ironing your clothes, or maybe you are just after evening, means night, you want to lie down, just listen one lecture and lie down. Means don't do it only for the sake of competition, but you do it to increase your inner worth. This is what we see in Eknathji's life also, whose birth anniversary today we are celebrating. Eknathji was not like that who will do things half-heartedly. He was not an engineer. He got the responsibility to erect the memorial. His work was to organize our Hindu society, to organize the people together. And therefore, he said, but he got the work in which, you had to build a monument. Whatever may be the work, if we are clear about our purpose in life, we achieve that purpose through that work. Eknathji has shown with his example. So much knowledge he acquired even about the engineering, that our Sthapati, who was the Sthapati for this Vivekananda Rock Memorial, S.K. Achari, he says that whenever I had meeting with Eknathji, I will prepare myself and go. Because the way Eknathji will ask questions, my knowledge had to be complete. So whatever we do, we must have proper knowledge. If we don't have, we should go for that. We should invest our time and energy in acquiring the knowledge. This is first thing when we say love India. The name of our country itself, as you know, it is Bharat. Bha is Jnanam, that is wisdom, or enlightenment, or light. And Rata is being engaged in that. So the name of our country itself means that those who are engaged in acquiring knowledge, in pursuing enlightenment. So we are Bharati, we are the children of this great Bharat, and therefore that has to be our nature. And that is how India's history has been all along. What I do is my offering to Ishvara is my offering to my inner Ishvara also, which get enriched. And therefore, I will do my work to the best of my ability. And that is how, very finely means anytime when you grow up, you get time, you must really go and you must see in that Belur very beautifully sculpted temples. Not only that, all along our country, wherever our temples have survived, even though they are broken, whatever pillars we may see or anything, such beautiful carving. So whatever we do is our worship of Ishvara, and that is how our work should be perfect. Not only that, whatever we study, we should go to the depth of it. Actually, they say the real joy of knowledge, the real joy of acquiring knowledge is in its depth. So more and more you go deep in any subject, you acquire insight even in other subjects, because ultimately life is all interconnected, interrelated, interdependent. So if more and more deep I go in one subject, in that subtle level, everything is connected. So I get the knowledge of all other branches also. And that is why in our country, this going deep was always insisted. And that's how Bharat became Jnana Bhumi. Here people came from different parts of the country to learn, not just spirituality, but even the material sciences. They came to learn here. And it was still recently, that is, it was till 18th century. There is one book, if you want, you can put it in internet and you will get it, because it is available on internet. That is Science and Technology in 18th century in India. It is not written by Indians. One Indian has only compiled the papers which were written by different tourists or European travelers who came to India in 18th century, and they were shocked to see it. One has written that Indians' skill of shipbuilding, is so advanced. We have nothing to teach them. Maybe we may have to learn one or two things from them. Then another person has written the steel manufacturing is a cottage industry in India, and in India the steel that they manufacture it at less cost and of better quality. Indians like that, and ice making, smallpox inoculation, textile, like that, different things of science and technology papers are mentioned in that. So that is how India was. Any branch we take, we will go deep into it. You know the story of Vachaspati Mishra. He because, as you know, India is a land of diversity. But the diversity doesn't mean that we are separate from each other. It is not like that. Our attitude towards life, our understanding, the principles behind all our rituals, the rituals may be different, but the principle behind that is same. That's why we say unity in diversity. That is why we say, though India is land of diversity, it is one land, one culture, one people. Because we are all connected at the level of principles, at the level of bhava, at the level of attitude towards life. And why it is possible? Because from the beginning, there has been efforts, continuous efforts by one or other great person to tell that how though we are different, actually we are same. We worship different gods, but actually our understanding of God is same. So whether it was Brahma Sutra written by the Vyasa Maharshi, or later Shankaracharya who wrote Brahma Sutra Bhashya, or later his disciples who wrote Vartika on it, or later Vachaspati Mishra who again explained further the Shankara Bhashya on Brahma Sutra. So what Brahma Sutra tells, that though we call God by different names, how our understanding of God is same. How though there are the path of sadhanas are different, we are all same. Though how our rituals are different, but its purpose is same. So this is Vachaspati Mishra wanted to explain still further. So he started doing it. You know, sutra means, you know, it will be a very brief sentence. Sentence is also a big word. For example, one sutra is tattva, tatcha, tatcha, or janmadhyasya yataha. Just two words. Tatcha, only three letters. And that is one sutra. So what does it mean? Shankaracharya explained it. Okay, at one period. Then another period, this Vachaspati Mishra, he decided that he will explain it. And he started writing the book. You know, he got so engrossed in it, so engrossed. So even if he is looking here and there, he is not noticing anyone. He is only thinking about it. So morning when he gets up, he will see his clothes are kept. He will lift his clothes, go for the bath. He will come back. Then his table is there. He will sit down on the ground, of course, not table, chair. And that desk will be there. He will start writing. Even ink will be ready. That this will be ready. He will start writing. Then again, after some time, he will notice food is kept. He will take the food. Again, he will start writing. He is not noticing who is in the house, what is he doing. Evening, someone will light the lamp, so his work will continue. Like that, you know, how many days? 18 years. Vachaspati Mishra continued the work. Then one day what happened? He is almost now concluding his commentary on Shankar Bhashya. So when he is almost concluding, that time what happened? Suddenly wind came. Outside some storm was there, and the window got opened, and that gust of wind came, and the lamp which was lighted, it got extinguished. So it became all dark. And suddenly, since 18 years, what his chain of thought was continuing, that got broken first time, because suddenly it became dark, so it got broken. And then he saw a goddess like woman came there. She lighted the lamp, and then so as she lighted the lamp, he was surprised. He looked at that woman, and then he asked her that Devi, who are you? Then she smiled. She said, I am Bhamati, I am your wife. He was so surprised. My God, I am married. She is my wife. The wife was taking care of Vachaspati Mishra for 18 years. This man even forgot that he is married. You can just imagine how much for each book like that people had devoted. You know that Vachaspati Mishra's tears came in his eyes. He said, Bhamati, you never awakened me from my trance. I was immersed in the book. You never told me that I am your should do this for me. So only are you writing the book? So actually it is the contribution of both of them. Vachaspati Mishra was so touched. And Brahmacharini, what husband is doing, the wife also contributes in that. What work wife is, both of them is dharma. That is, both of them contribute for the work of dharma. And that's what Vati Mishra, he said, you are right. It is because of your dedication. I could write a book explaining Shankar Bhashya. And he titled that book as Bhamati. He gave his wife's name to that book. So like this is the parampara, the tradition of knowledge in our country. And it is that knowledge we have to revive. So today, when you all are participating, of course, some of you will get prize, some of you will, have the joy of participation, whatever it is. But the real takeaway point is that if it's not participating in the competition, all are to really love. And when we love India, there are two. The major difference in life also should be in the of our nation, interest of our dharma, interest of our culture. So that during the major decisions, showing small actions. Like, for example, as I told you in the beginning, acting, registering, participating with full knowledge, with all hard work. This is all choice is involved in that. So, at every moment, my actions are such which reflects the my love for my country, my motherland. So if I am a student, I will study so well that I will acquire that depth, and my inner worth is increased. I am son of so and so, I will take care of them. I am part of my society, I will work for the harmony in my society. I am part of this great motherland, so my some time, energy is surely devoted for my motherland. So like this, our life, if we live, then that is real love. If for example a child tells a son tells his mother, "Mother, I love you so much." Mother says, "Beta, today I am having very high fever, and I am not even able to get up. Will you bring the food for me?" He says, "No, mother, I am very busy and I have to go out, and but mother, I love you so much." Then that love has no meaning. The love is always seen in action. Otherwise, love is abstract. It is expressed through actions, and that is what each one of us, whatever work, whatever is our duty, whatever is our responsibility, we do it to the best of our ability, and we also give our some time and energy to know our country, to work for our country, and also to make our country great. Uh, this is how the life of Eknathji and Swamiji also teaches, and so many other great persons. So I wish you that his participation in these competitions becomes a landmark in your life. From then onwards, you will start doing your work with your full involvement, with proper hard work, and also to increase your inner qualities, inner work, inner knowledge. So I wish you all the best. Thank you. Namaskar.
Dhanyavad Didi, thank you very much for reminding us all once again the profound message of Swami Vivekananda and Eknathji, and also to throw lights on how the work should be carried out, and the need of putting our best, the 100% in that work that we undertake, and also love India, truly love India. Thank you very much, Didi, once again for throwing light on all these aspects. Thank you very much. Now, next is, it's my privilege to introduce you the next speaker, Manya Lakshmi Didi. Bear with me, I speak first 3 sentences in Malayalam with all your permission. Then I switch on to my formal introduction of Didi. മാനനീയ ലക്ഷ്മി ദീദിയെ പരിചയപ്പെടുത്തുമ്പോൾ എല്ലാ മുഖം മൂടികളും അഴിഞ്ഞു വീഴുന്നു എന്നെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം. കാരണം സമൂഹത്തിൽ ഞാനൊക്കെ ഇടപഴകുമ്പോൾ പേഴ്സണാലിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു മാസ്ക് എപ്പോഴും ഒരു ആവശ്യമായിട്ട് വരാറുണ്ട്. കാരണം പേഴ്സണാലിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് പെർസോണ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു വേർഡിൽ നിന്നാണ് ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുള്ളത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഒരുപാട് പെർസോണ നമുക്ക് വെക്കേണ്ടി വരുന്നുണ്ട് എല്ലായിടത്തും. എന്നാൽ അമ്മയുടെ അരികിൽ ആ ഒരു മാസ്കിന്റെ ആവശ്യമില്ല എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അമ്മയെക്കുറിച്ച് പറയുമ്പോൾ ആ മാസ്കുകളെല്ലാം അഴിഞ്ഞു വീഴാണ്, സ്വരം ഇടറും, എല്ലാ ഫോർമാലിറ്റിയും പോവും, തെറ്റുകളൊക്കെ മറക്കും, അമ്മയും മകനും മാത്രമാവും. അങ്ങനെ വിചാരിച്ചിട്ടാണ് ഞാനൊരു ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻ തയ്യാറാക്കിയത്. പക്ഷേ അതിപ്പോ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലായതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാനിപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഫോർമൽ ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷനിലേക്ക് ഞാൻ പോവുകയാണ്. Dear friends, it's my privilege and pleasure to introduce you Mananiya Lakshmi Kumari Didi, the director of Vivekananda Kendra Vedic Vision Foundation, Kodungalur. Didi joined Vivekananda Kendra in 1981 as a all-time worker and became its joint general secretary and later its working president. After the passing away of the founder president of Vivekananda Kendra, Mananiya Eknath Ji Ranade was unanimously elected as the All India President of Vivekananda Kendra in the year 1984. She continued as its president till 1995 when she stepped down to devote more time to spiritual pursuits. I rather say step up. Didi really stepped up, not stepped down, but stepped up to the highest pedestal. To help her in this, Vivekananda formed a new trust, Vivekananda Kendra Vedic Vision Foundation, with Dr. Lakshmi Kumari as its lifetime chairman. The foundation is presently functioning from Kodungalur, Thrissur district, Kerala. As the president of Vivekananda Kendra, she has extensively toured the country, spreading the life-giving, man-making, character-building message of Swami Vivekananda. In addition to her duties as a president, giving form and content to Swami Vivekananda's ideal of social service as envisaged by Mananiya Eknath Ji. Probably Didi is the first lady who went around carrying, as Didi usually says, the Viveka Deepam, the light of Viveka, to the nook and corner of the country, tirelessly. In 1992, when Kendra organized a marathon year-long Vivekananda Bharata Parikrama, she participated in it for the full time of 353 days. In 1993, she represented Vivekananda Kendra at all the three major world parliaments of religions at Washington, Chicago, and Calcutta, and in 1995 at the World Hindu Conference at Durban, South Africa. In 1999, again she spoke at the World Parliament of Religions, Cape Town, South Africa. She has the unique honor of having participated in all the 10 major centenary celebrations connected with Swami Vivekananda's life from 1963 to 2002. As the chairman of Vivekananda Kendra Vedic Vision Foundation, presently she is engaged in encouraging Vedic studies in different ways through promoting Sanskrit, publishing Vedic literature, conducting seminars, study classes, and so on. Currently, a new experiment in value-based education, Sandibani Gurukulam, has been taken up at Kodungalur, a nursery school, Sandibani Shishuvihar. Functions at Kodungalur where tiny tots get acquainted with Sanskrit from the nursery level onwards. Lakshmi Kumari Didi has been a profuse writer, a prolific writer, and a scholar so far as the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita are concerned. She is the editor of Vivekananda Kendra Patrika and Yuva Bharati from 1982-95, in addition to various other cultural and spiritual magazines in Malayalam and English. Some of her articles have been compiled as books: Snake and Ladder, which is based on Bhagavad Gita, Sita Must Live, devoted to women, Vande Mataram, patriotic ideas, and Swami Vivekananda and Bhagavad Gita, Vivekananda Charanangalil, Thamayami Eknatham, and many more. On this occasion, we are really fortunate to have her inspiring presence, whom Eknath Ji has really seen a mother. That was a beautiful conception, that Eknath Ji could see that here is a mother heart who can lead the Kendra, a Sangha Janani. But it is not that Didi said it in her book Bhavayami Eknatham, that it is not my knowledge that made Eknath Ji to select me as to take this responsibility, but maybe that motherhood. So as a mother, the embodiment of motherhood, Didi is amidst us on this beautiful occasion, sublime occasion of the birth anniversary of Eknath Ji. On all your behalf, I humbly request Mananiya Lakshmi Didi to kindly give her benedictory address.
Charyavati Dandi Sarva Vedanta Pandita Srimad Viveka Yogi Mam Prachodayatu Sarvada. My very loving greetings to Nivedita and congratulations for all those who are taking part in today's this program, which is actually, as Nivedita pointed out, is a Triveni Sangama. Today, we have here the love of Swamiji towards India, the love of Ekanathji towards Swamiji and Indian traditions, and we are going to combine it today with the love the youth of the country have today towards our motherland. It is really a Triveni Sangama. Today I feel thrice blessed because on this occasion I am not only remembering Swami Vivekananda's love for the country and the significance of that love, which got personified in Eknathji as his own love country and its people, and the message which India has to deliver for the whole world. And my words were taken up by very many youths in the country, and they have also tried to analyze within their own love for the country. So first I will start with Manya Eknathji, who had been a master and philosopher and guide to me. I met him in 1980 when I was at a crossroad in my life. I wanted to work for Swami Vivekananda, but I had no idea where, how, when. So there was utter confusion in my mind. I had a beautiful career before me as a scientist in one of the prestigious institutions in the country, but that was not giving the satisfaction that it should. Something was lacking. Some spirit was lacking. So many years I spent looking through a microscope, studied the lives of so many microorganisms, but that was not enough. Eknathji handed over a telescope to me and asked me to look at India, not to confine myself to a microscope, but to look at India and what India needs. And in this context, he impressed upon me the importance of Vivekananda Rock Memorial and the Vivekananda Kendra, which he has created. And he said, it is here that you should really show your love for Swami Vivekananda. He told me this is a place where your love of knowledge can be transmuted into love of people. The Advaita of knowledge can be transformed into Advaita of love. I have always wondered what Eknathji found in me so that with so much of confidence he handed over his tapas, the great organization, and told me, now you shall look after it. As dear Ashokan has pointed out, probably he saw a mother in me. Before he invited me to Kanyakumari, he came and stayed with me in Delhi for 7 whole days. As we right now, 7 into 24. Watching me from getting up in the morning till I sleep in the night. He was watching me, assessing me, and making his own calculations, which I didn't know at that time. When I got acquainted with him, he was recovering from the last illness. And it was then that he said, it is time for you to take up Swamiji's work in a very serious way. Not in a half-hearted way, but through total dedication. With my aged mother's blessing, I could join the 80, 81, 82 were the primary years of my getting acquainted with the organization. And I never thought that he would so quickly pass away. It was a very great shock to me. I was yet to be acquainted with the great work which he had done, but God decided otherwise. So it is in Kendra that I learned to crawl, to stand up, to walk, to jump and run in what is called as an All India organizational work. I had no idea of all those things at all. But of course, my love for Swamiji, my love for the country and its culture, they were there always with me. Now, my young friends, you should know, why did we give this title, Love India as Swamiji Loved Her? In my very first lecture in that series, I have said, when somebody asks Swamiji, what shall we offer to you, Swamiji? He was very, very clear about it. He said, love India. Love India. What is there? You can love your motherland, a country. No, India is not such a country. India is a Satya Bhumi, from where Swamiji says, where Prajna found its first abode. When the knowledge started sprouting in the universe, it found its center in this Punya Bhumi. And it is a Punya Bhumi because hundreds and thousands of people have meditated on this truth, realized it, and made it practical in their lives. This is a Karma Bhumi where work has found its ultimate freedom. It is a Tapo Bhumi where the importance of tapas in guiding human life to perfection has been perfected. It is a Yajna Bhumi where for the common good of the humanity, each individual to protect the interrelatedness, interconnectedness and interdependence of the whole universe, how each human being should dedicate their work, should do their work as a worship, as a sacrifice. Untold are the synonyms which we can use for this great motherland of ours. But as you study this, what happens is there is an internal transformation. Which country's history can transform a human mind? My dear children, you should think about it. Is there one country, the study of which history can transform you from a simple human being into a godly being, where the potential divinity in you will be awakened to its fullness, so that you walk as a master, as a God on earth, as Swami Vivekananda gives us as his own finest example. search all over the world for a country whose history, whose culture, whose civilization can transform you into a divine being. That is why Swamiji wanted all of us Indians to love our motherland, so that within us will be implanted a new surge for growing, surge for expansion, surge for loving the humanity without any barriers. Wonderful is the experience if you take up the study of the Indian cultural spiritual heritage. Through my 108 simple 10 minutes snippets, I have been able to give only a dotted line for you to work out. But you must study more. Find fulfillment in loving the country. Even when you love your mother and dedicate your life for the mother and serve her, what a great satisfaction comes to us. So imagine loving a country, loving a universal mother, which has said, Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, who has given this call for the entire humanity. Srinandu Vishwe Amritasya Putraha. They have called the entire humanity to search for the truth within. Wonderful will be your experience. Wonderful will be your fulfillment. And then only you can call yourself an Indian. I'm extremely happy that many of you participated in it. But to speak from the depth of my heart, I wish more of you had participated and you have also claimed more and more marks, so that if only somebody had got 140 out of 140, I think 140 questions or something were there, it would have been a day when I would have cried to God, yes, I have fulfilled myself. But unfortunately, none of you have come up to that. But it doesn't matter. It was a first effort. I congratulate all of you. And may loving India bring out a new dimension in your love for the whole of the universe. May the great souls of Swami Vivekananda and Eknath Ji bless you in this pilgrimage of your life to attain greater and greater heights. Thank you very much.
जय जय परमात्मन् संस्मरामो वयं त्वां निज परमहितार्थं कर्मयोगैकनिष्ठाः इह जगति सदा नस्त्यागसेवात्मबोधैः भवतु विहत विघ्ना ध्येयमार्गानुयात्रा वयं सुपुत्रा अमृतस्य नूनं तवैव कार्यार्थमिहोपजाताः निष्कामबुद्ध्यार्थविपन्नसेवा विभो तवाराधनमस्मदीयम् प्रभो देहि देहे बलं धैर्यवन्तः सदाचारमादर्शभूतं विचारम् यदस्माभिरङ्गीकृतं पुण्यकार्यम् तवैवाशिषा पूर्णतां तत्प्रयातु जीवने यावदादानं स्यात् प्रदानं ततोऽधिकम् इत्येषा प्रार्थना अस्माकम् भगवन् परिपूर्यताम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।